Alright, I guess this is what I get by going off the trailer. Um, so it was when I was watching, I went to watch one of the Hostel, I think it was Hostel Part 2. Uh, Trailer for this, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, it came out. I saw Guy Pearce, Katie Holmes, Bailey Madison. And I saw this trailer and I went, this doesn't look that bad. So I began trying to figure out. I wrote that down. There's another trailer. But after watching this, I'm a little bit worried how that one's going to be. But, I basically changed the whole schedule for the last week. For the last week and a half, actually. Taking off some of the ones I have on DVD and putting some streaming stuff on there. There are some that I have on DVD, like Spree's coming up. And I'm going to finally review, again, Hocus Pocus, because I'm doing the sequel. So there's stuff. This trailer got me. I want to see this. I found it on Tubi. And you're saying, Scotty, this is Thursday. And I'm saying, yes, I know. It's Thursday. This is not Tubi Tuesday. You would have heard the song. I haven't made a list for all the movies that I have to figure out which streaming services they're on, And I wrote down the one that I have for my next Tubi Tuesday, which I won't spoil what it is. And then I wrote Tubi on it, and then I realized, well, no shit, it's a Tubi Tuesday. Duh. This movie is, I want to say generic. Basically what it is there's this couple played by Guy Pearce and Katie Holmes. Guy Pearce's daughter comes to live with him. Guy Pearce plays Alex, the dad, and his girlfriend, Kim, is played by Katie Holmes. His daughter, Sally, comes to live with him because his ex-wife is weird, I guess. She just sent her away. And this big mansion once owned by a guy named Lord Blackthorne. She gets there, and she hears these whispers, these noises, and there's a whole bunch of little tiny creatures called tooth fairies. Which this is the man. This is just I did Manhunter and Red Dragon. Those had someone called the Tooth Fairy, and these are Tooth Fairies. I feel like I should review Darkness Falls. I don't know if I can find it. I have to change another one too, but I don't know. I couldn't find it before October. I don't know. I could search, but who knows? There's a Tooth Fairy in that too. Rock the Dwayne Johnson, anyone? Larry the Cable Guy? Anyway, and they're after the little girl for some reason. What got me hooked in this trailer, which I guess was what was supposed to get you hooked, is it says, from Guillermo del Toro. And I thought, yeah. He didn't direct this. This is one of those cases where he said, I'm going to do a movie. I'm not going to do the movie. I produce it. You direct it to some guy. How many times has he done this? I'm going to do the Hobbit movie. I'm going to do the Hobbit movie. Nah, Peter Jackson, you do it. You do it. I don't want to do it. So he's a producer on these movies. He'll say, I'm going to direct this movie. Nah, I'll produce it. You direct. He does that a lot. So now whenever it comes up, I like Guillermo del Toro. I loved Hellboy. Golden Army, meh. But I loved his Hellboy movie. Alright? I'm not a big fan of Blade 2, but his style is nice. I don't hate Guillermo del Toro. The problem is, the man won't commit to directing anything anymore. So I saw Guillermo del Toro and thought, yes. Went to watch it. He's just a producer. It was directed by somebody else. And this has a feel of a del Toro film, but it comes off as generic in a way. I didn't sit down because I'm really starting to review the movie. So, yeah, the actors in this film, Guy Pearce and Katie Holmes, they're great. Well, Guy Pearce is great for the role he was given to him. Katie Holmes is good. I've never been big on Katie Holmes, although I will stand firm on the fact that they should have brought her back for The Dark Knight, because I think she was the better Rachel Dawes than Maggie Gyllenhaal. I'm sorry. Sorry. I am not one of those that sucks off The Dark Knight, okay? I'm the one that sees the flaws in it. You know, the Joker's plan is not perfect. The whole thing with the 2 explosions, you're supposed to test humanity. What is that? Rachel Dawes is not the same. She's a totally different character. They put a love triangle between her and Harvey Dent, which could have worked if they didn't just tack on Harvey Dent at the end. I know I'm reviewing The Dark Knight again, which I fully plan on doing once I finally pull the trigger on that Christopher Nolan review series. I plan on doing one day. But yeah, and I should mention again, if I sound nasally, I have a cold. You keep that in mind. So yeah, the acting pretty good. Even Bailey Madison, who I know you may know from The Strangers Pray at Night, but I knew her, and I don't know if this was before or after, but she was in Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. I want to say this is before, because I think that was 2012 ish, maybe. But she was in Drake and Josh. Maybe it was around this time. I don't know. Had to be. She's around the same age. So it had to be. Maybe this is. I don't know. I have to look it up. But yeah, and in that movie, well, when she smiles, she has the most precious little girl smile that it's almost disturbing. Like, you see her in Drake and Josh, and you go, when she smiles. Thankfully, she doesn't smile much in here. She's a frightened little girl in this movie. Guy Pearce, good as an actor. His character, piece of shit. This guy, like, basically wants nothing to do with his daughter when she gets there. Like, because, like, his ex-wife forced her on him. He's too busy worrying about selling this freaking house that he has to sell. And so, his daughter keeps on telling him there's something going on, there's something in the house, there's something. He doesn't believe her. It's one of the cases of little girl character or kid character, whatever, saying something going on. Parent doesn't believe them because it's too outlandish. And then you have Kim, who is sort of in the middle of this and is not quite sure. And you think her character is going to go one way, right? She's this new character in life. She's not sure if she wants to be a mother, anything. Okay, in the end, Dad's going to die. She's going to have to step up, save this girl, and she's going to have to raise this girl. That's how it happens at all. Really, the ending is really where this movie goes out of whack for me. Because up until the ending, I was like, all right, this could be good. I know it was probably predictable. Just give me the ending that I foresaw coming, especially when they do with the dad at first. I'm thinking he's gonna die and she's gonna save her, but it really just flips it on its head. Really, we find out there's these creatures they call the Tooth Fairies, and it's never explicitly explained. Really, they focus on children, I guess, and they take you in and they make you one of them, and they did that to Lord Blackwood's son, and then to Lord Blackwood himself. And there's even one of them that is Lord Blackwood, I think. That's what it's supposed to be. And the little girl keeps trying to tell them what's going on, and the dad just won't listen. But Kim, she starts investigating stuff. She talks to the groundskeeper guy who was attacked. He's at the hospital, and he basically, like, he overly sells this. Sally, get her out. I'm like, explain faster, please. I know you're in pain. You're in the hospital. Like, come on. Come on. I mean, come on. You know, this movie's not that long, but it feels a little long in the tooth. There's this whole thing with the dinner party where she's got photographic proof that this thing exists, and Dad's like, no, not right now. She's like, but Dad, no. Like, of course, because if you showed him the proof, then we'd be done earlier than you want this movie to end. So, of course. There's this whole thing where she's like tug of war with her napkin or whatever, and then chases after this thing into a room, and I'm going, what the fuck is this? This little girl is afraid for her life for these things, and she's chasing one. She doesn't think this could be a trap. This is contrivance, just so she can get in a dark room. And there's one thing that really had me pissed off. She's in the bathtub, right? And the creature comes in. There's a little hook thing. Turns the light off. So she gets out of the bathtub, and she's freaked out. There's creatures in there. And she's going like this. She's going out. She's walking around the bathroom. I'm going, turn on the light. Turn on the light. Turn on the light. She just goes for the door. Turn on the light. Turn on the light. I'm yelling it at the screen. Turn on the light. Because she's in the freaking dark. Trying to open the door. They've broken the door from the outside, which I've never gotten that. You think if you broke the handle, the door would be broken. Because there's no thing in there keeping it in place anymore. So you'd be able to open it. Even then, take the handle out and try to Jimmy Wig it. But still, turn on the light. Like, she does not turn on the light because we gotta have a scary scene. I mean, earlier, and here's another one. So she goes to bed, she's worried, and she tells Kim, don't leave, stay here with me, don't leave, even when I fall asleep. They both fall asleep, and Kim wakes up. She gives her the stupid ass teddy bear, and then what does she do? She leaves. So of course the creatures show up, break the lamp, and attack her. Now if she had listened, this thing couldn't happen, so she has to leave. Even though she sort of believes something's going on, she just leaves because we have to have this scene. It's very generic, it's very contrived, we have to do stupid decisions so that the movie can move forward. Like, she has to leave, even though she told not to, and she's suspicious that something's going on. She's got to leave so we have this scene. Little girl can't turn on the bathroom light use common sense, turn on the bathroom light, because we have to have a scary scene. She has to chase the monster, what she should know is a trap, because we have to have a scary scene, because then this sets up the dad finally seeing the fucking picture and believing her. There's even a point where the little girl, she leaves. She takes off because the dad won't believe her. She's like, I'm gone. And all this leads to is them finding her and taking her back to the house. Even though she wants to leave and she was saying, we need to leave, we need to get out. They bring her back to the fucking house because we got to keep this movie going. And it's just, I don't know. That's 3 scenes now that I've named that only serve to lengthen the runtime. Because if they didn't do these contrived things, I think that's 4. 4! They didn't do these things, the movie wouldn't be as long as it is. It'd be done at like an hour. Because that's the extra half hour for the 90 minutes. It's just, meh. And then we got the ending. So, finally the dad's like, okay, we're going to get out of here. So he goes out, start the car, he raises the thing, it's raining cats and dogs outside, and starts the car. Meanwhile, Kim's packing up the daughter. Then the lights go out. The creatures are somehow, even though there's light from outside, it's dark, but it's nighttime, so it would shut the garage door. So the car's still running, and he's able to get into the car. And this is where I'm like, oh, he's gonna choke to death on the the exhaust. And so the mom's going to have to save the day. It's kind of a weird way to kill him off. But no, he ends up breaking through the door and getting out. I'm like, oh, so they're just going to kill him? Because they got to kill him so the mom can step up. So the girlfriend can step up, right? No. That's not what they do at all. So the little girl and Kim, Sally and Kim, they're all tangled up in this rope because they're trying to get Kim. And Kim starts cutting this rope. She goes, as soon as I get you loose, you run. Of course, she doesn't. But you run. And it ends up taking her. And the dad comes in after he's escaped from the exhaust. And he realizes, he sees his girlfriend get taken by these things. And then they leave. They're like, we're gone now, we're going, we're leaving. And then they come back at the end to look over the house. It's like they left the house, they abandoned it. I don't think they're going to try to sell this thing anymore. I wouldn't. I'd leave it abandoned. But yeah, and then it's revealed that Kim was turned into one of those things. The end. She basically tells them, we're not going to do what you were doing anymore because they killed the Lord Blackwood one, or the Sally did. The ending was just, I think my ending, as generic and repetitive as it was, would have been better. Where the dad ends up dead, and now Kim has to step up as a stepmother and protect this girl. And she has to get her out of there and raise her as if her own mother doesn't want her. Now she has a mother. Yes, sure, this was in that story where she stepped up as a stepmother and saved this girl, but I don't know. Her dying somehow doesn't work, you know. I'll give it a middle of the road. It's not terrible. It's very generic. We've seen it a million times, but honestly, I think I'd watch it at least once more. I don't think I'd buy it. I almost tried to buy this, but I'm glad I found it on streaming. But it's fine for what it is. It's generic. Sure. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Don't Be Afraid of the Dark? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.